Brutal, bro. Brutal. 3-touchdown favorite.
Costello, baby. Just threw yourself right in there, baby.
You're live.
Oh,
hang on, let me see it.
Whew. Hey, sometimes you the nail.
As Les said, I take offense to that. We weren't nailed.
Hey, we got hammered, baby. Damn.
Yeah, that was.
I don't see us, Joe. I'm on Facebook. Oh, we're on YouTube? Oh, hell. All right. All right. I didn't know. I thought Companion Show was still going. It still says Companion Show on YouTube. I did. Still says Companion Show.
Yep.
Whew.
I'll keep refreshing. Oh, there it is. We live. What's up, everybody? Welcome to our new home for Whiskey and Wine 2020. Don Juan Cigar Bar in Town Center. I do understand this is somewhat of a tease because you can't join us. But hopefully our governor decides that COVID-19 doesn't only exist in bars and decides to let you all join us next game. Glad to have you with us, Matt, Jordy, Roe. Y'all do us a solid. Like and share, like and share, like and share, like and share on Facebook, on YouTube, however you're watching. We appreciate it. Tigers, y'all. Tigers. Took it on the chin today.
Woo.
3-touchdown favorite. Loses by double digits at home to Mississippi State. Mike Leach, his Pirate offense came in. KJ Costello set a Mississippi State record. You want to take a guess how many yards? Hey, I tell you what, KJ Costello's day in Baton Rouge today made your day in Alabama look like bullshit.
You ain't damn lying. I'm going to tell you that right now.
600.
Hey.
623 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 picks. Let me be abundantly clear about something.
Woo.
Hey, Joe, are we on Facebook yet? All right, tell me when we're on Facebook because I may want to save this point until we go on Facebook. Shout out to yeah.
Listen, KJ Costello, you might as well go ahead and throw him in the Heisman race, baby.
Sure.
We just put him in the Heisman race.
KJ
baby.
Costello is wondering why he hasn't been at Washington State for the last 4 years playing for Mike Leach. He went in and put up numbers, man.
And so is every other quarterback.
I mean, that was stealing today, man.
And so is every other recruit that's looking to come in and sling it around the yard.
Before we get going, Matthew, shout out to our home here at Don Juan Cigar Bar. We are over here. This will be the home all season of Whiskey and Wine. Shout out to the whole crew over here, Clay Young, and everybody out here tonight. Shout out to Citizens Bank and Trust, as Citizens Bank and Trust, a community bank, been around for over 100 years, established in 1916. Shout out to Jim Ferguson and his crew. We've got giveaways. Rose got a ice chest from Citizens over there. Moscona's got an ice chest from Citizens over there. We'll tell you how we're going to give these things away at some point before we get out of here.
We giving away this shirt, too?
Yeah, we can give away the shirt. Yep. What size you got?
That's my shirt, bro.
I'll get your number, bro. We get your number. You know the drill. Don't be a square. Hit the like and share. If you're on Facebook, this year we're on all platforms. We're on YouTube as well. So we will be updating. Shout out to everybody who is in the audience tonight. As Moscona said, make sure and tell a friend, spread us on social media, and let's get this thing moving. This is usually, as Moscona was telling Roe before we got in here, depressingly enough, these are usually when the shows are the biggest after games like this, where it was an absolute You could feel it from the beginning. At least I could. The first offensive series, when they got on third down, if you see the shot from behind and you see the end zone shot row, all three wide receivers are on the ground because they've run into each other. They're all standing in the same place. Nobody knows where they're supposed to be. And I kind of thought to myself, oh, damn, this might be a long day.
One of them.
You know, it might be one of those days because, I mean, it just seemed like nobody was on the same page.
What you saw today, Jay, was why myself, Matt, and when we did our show earlier in the week, and even 2 weeks prior, said that it helps when you have the signal caller coming back that has played some football. And not necessarily so much played at LSU, but just has played some football. You see, De'Aaron King at Miami hasn't played, but he's played. All these teams that are going to be successful going forward in this COVID-driven offseason is going to be teams that have quarterbacks and offenses coming back that has played. Because defenses, they can run around. You have talented guys. They can run around and make plays. They're always more in sync than the offenses. And what you saw today was what we've been talking about, Matt and I, and what I've also been terribly afraid of, which is you need them rental wins to get going before you get into SEC play.
But before we start, everybody raise your glass. This is customary. If you're watching with us, hang on. All right, if you're watching with us, love you. Thank you for being here. This is year 4, bro. Year four, which started as a stupid idea with you driving back from New Orleans the morning of LSU BYU.
That's right.
Us fumbling our way around with phones and picture-in-picture crap. And now we're lucky enough to have our friends here at Don Juan host us for the whole season.
Shout out.
So we always raise our glass. Look, I know everybody, you're at home. You're watching. Here's what I want you to do. I want you to raise your glass up with us. Take a picture of you. Take a picture of you raising your glass with us at the camera, and I want you to post that picture. Tag all of us. Tag Whiskey Wine. Tag Don Juan. Cheers, guys. It's a crappy start to the season. A crappy start to a title defense, which obviously ain't going to be defended this year. But we got football, which we weren't sure we were going to have, right? And we got to see a lot of new faces today that are going to be the near and distant future of LSU football. We got to see Avery Gilbert. We got to see guys like Jay Ward run around and make plays. Elias Ricks got an interception. Terrace Marshall had a big day today as well.
Could have had it better.
Look, good. We got a lot of obviously disappointing things that happened today, which we'll dive into all of it. But look, let me give some shout-outs here real quick. Lawrence Corbin. Hey, Whitney Bro, what's up? Dee Grant.
Whitney Bro.
Derek Maness, Heather Burns, Ashton Dillon, John Tate, Sherry DeMuy, Sean Doyen, Phillips Burley, Jaron Thomas, Tim Edwards, Blaine Smith, Kirk Taylor, Matt Cottrell. We see all y'all on Facebook, on YouTube, Jeremy Mallett, Ashley Gillum, Brian Penton, Jacob Zachary, Daylight, Matthew Pittman, Dax Jeter. We see y'all. Keep the comments coming. We're going to roll through it all. All right, let's go. Let's start real quick. Go around. Impressions of the game. Go.
Well, I mean, the day has to start with the news of Derek Stingley Jr. and how that rocks the team. I mean, you take the best player on LSU's team in the morning of the game, you announce that he's not playing. I wondered, watching, I know he would have made a difference, but the way that
against that team,
no doubt,
damn right he would have made a difference.
But the way that Mike Leach was scheming up, and the way that LSU was running around, just kind of confused, unorganized, and not knowing where they were supposed to be. Yes, he would have made a difference, but I mean, 650 yards passing. I mean, one player.
All right, let me give you an example of where I think it makes a difference. All right. If you look at Mississippi State's opening drive, well, LSU gets a 3-and-out, Stevens gets a sack, LSU punts, and then on the first drive where State got points, they had a 3rd and 3, and you had Todd Harris miss a tackle on a catch. Then they throw a screen for 22 yards. I'm like, some of these plays, man, where they had big plays. When I look at Flott getting beat down the right sideline, Ricks getting beat.
Chasing
how many? When I look at the touchdown plays that Mississippi State scored on, how many times was LSU in man coverage and Flat got beat by State receivers, and what's the guy's name who's now the greatest record holder in the history of Mississippi? KJ Costello, who couldn't keep his job at Stanford, is dropping dimes in a bucket. You know what I mean? Like, don't tell me that Derek Stingley on the field doesn't erase a couple of those scores.
No. I'm not
erasing a side of the field.
Scone, I'm not saying that he doesn't make a difference today. I don't know if he's enough to stop what Mike Leach and what Mississippi State were doing to Bo Pelini and LSU.
Oh, he's enough.
They were stealing.
Yeah, he's enough, though. Because the thing, just like what Matt just brought up, he's enough because the thing about it is, man, you got to scheme for that whole side.
Yeah.
You got to scheme for him. You understand what I'm saying? Like, him out there on that field tonight, there's absolutely no doubt in my mind that Derek Stingley walks away with 2 interceptions.
As much as they threw it?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
in
as
this
much as the ball
football
was in the air
game.
today.
So to negate that fact, the fact that Chase was out and shoving all these guys, like, he was the most important thing, in my opinion, today because of what we were facing offensively.
So, and when I watched them today, it looked like they were lethargic. It looked like the news had obviously shocked them. But then when the game started, Scone, offensively, like I said, the first drive, I mean, the end zone shot shows all 3 wide receivers. They're on the ground. 2 of them run into each other.
Listen,
I mean,
man.
people didn't know where they were supposed to be. It seemed like the routes were very long developing. It felt like a couple of years back watching. And Miles Brennan, Ro can talk to this more here. I can, but he hangs on to the ball way too long.
That
man.
for me,
just frustrating.
The most disappointing part about Brennan's day, for me, most disappointing part of the day, is Miles Brennan, who waited 4 years to play. Patting the football, not decisive with the ball. That, for me, was the most disappointing part of the day. I could have tolerated Brennan throwing into some double coverage and maybe having a rough day and throwing some picks, but Miles Brennan would sling the fucking ball, man. You were sitting there waiting your turn for 4 years. 4 years sitting on your ass, waiting your turn, and you get it, and you're going to be that indecisive, man. You can look, and I'm not trying to listen. Wait, let me say something real quick.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to throw a lot. I'm scrolling some of the comments. A lot of people are going to throw dirt on the kid. Booger even said bench him. Said he's not ready for it, bench him. I'm not going to go that far. It's one game. Like you said, you prefer a guy who's got some experience, and I get that. I totally get that. I'm not going to throw dirt on the kid, but it's clear that he still has a ways to go, man.
You know, my thing with it is to hear things like that is he had a day, bro.
Yeah.
He had a day. You understand?
And he threw, by the way,
and
he threw for 345 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Now, let me say this. You know, from the beginning, Matt, we've been talking about with the COVID-ridden, your coaches have to make great decisions at the beginning of the season. Your coaches are going to have to put these guys in situations with the fact that you have a quarterback that has never started a football game, that has never been in a situation before, right? So the couple drops early didn't help. But early on, even go back to the very first snap of the football game, I would have loved to see them, me playing a position, I would have loved to see them do something to give him a pass right out the gate with that foot, with that. And I'm not saying that would have made a difference. It would have been a complete whatever.
His comfort level.
But we earlier on in that football game, we did nothing to get him going in that football game. We didn't throw any screens. I'm sorry. We didn't throw any screens. We didn't throw any screens to the running back. We didn't throw any screens to the wide receivers. We didn't.
The lack of creativity to Reed Gilbert today. The opportunities they had to get him one-on-one.
First possession of the ball game, they tried to. LSU's second possession, they threw a screen to Ty Davis Price. He dropped it. Early in the game, LSU did not help. To your point, did not help Miles Brennan. You had a drop from Ty Davis Price. You had a drop from Gilbert. Gilbert's first target. The first target of his career was a drop. That was on 2nd and 3 over the middle, man. You've got you're continuing to drive there. Like, those are the kind of things where you got – and the biggest surprise, man, the thing I loved in the second half was they came out and established the line of scrimmage and they ran the ball. They got Chris Curry. They got John Emery. They got Ty. But that's how it should have started.
When you have a quarterback that hasn't played, we talked about it earlier in the show, your show, during the week. heavy run, play action,
Yeah.
get the ball out of his hands quick. What you saw in the second half, him coming out, dunking, getting the ball out of his hand, getting comfortable. He has to get comfortable with the offense. And I hear people say, oh, he's been around for years. He has been around, but he's only been in this offense a couple years. And he hasn't ran this offense ever in this situation. So you're right, Matt, to your point. You have to have those guys, these skilled guys, play around. Because from the beginning, all we said was, he got to be Isaiah Thomas. He got to be Rajon Rondo. Just distribute the football. But those guys did not help him today. So I'm not going to crucify Miles. The only thing I say about Miles is, and it's to your point, I'm right along with both of you guys. Sling that mother.
Yeah, man.
You understand what I'm saying?
We were
like you got the big arm, and he does have a good arm, but you can't see it today because of, you know why? The indecisiveness. And that's why I say to coaches, it was I don't remember the exact play, but it was a perfect call. It was third down. They motioned the back out the backfield, and it cleared up the read for him. It cleared up the read for him. He went backside to the out first down. And that's what you have to do to a quarterback when he's in that position. Clear it up for him.
You know what I thought that they were offensively, and I want to get to the defensive stuff because they were woeful on defense. They couldn't stop anything. Was just it took them a while to get to that zone read. It took them a while to find the idea. Even watching them for 4 quarters, I know it's going to take a while to identify yourself, but I still wonder if they even have a clue who they want to be and who they are. Going into the game, they told you that they were going to run the ball dominantly. They were going to do that with Chris Curry. It looks like leaving the game that they want to get John Emery the ball, and I would support that. He looks like a playmaker.
No, absolutely. Emery is a playmaker, and it looks like, a couple of those times when they had zero coverage in the backfield, meaning no safeties in the back, and they was up first, and Todd David Price popped through a couple times.
And then they hit Jariah Jenkins on the post.
And you would think that, if you pop through that line and you make one cut, like we saw from Clyde last year, that's a couple of the spots. You never saw Emery pop through like that.
Yeah.
He popped through, but you never saw him pop through the way where you have that clear vision where you can make that one cut, and then you really use his athletic ability. I was also surprised to not see them motion Emery out a lot more and get him involved a little bit more in the passing game. You saw Todd David Price go out on the screenplay, the one that he dropped, right? But you would think that it seems like the entire game, man, it seems like this game, and it seems like the coaches had the confidence in this game that they were going to win this game based on the talent that is there compared to what's – that's exactly right. And what you saw was them, okay, we're going to play all the backs and see who does what, who fits what. We're going to see what's going on with these guys. But you never saw a true formation of what they wanted to do. You never saw a true plan of, okay, we're going to be run play action and screen, or we're going to be, get the ball out of his hands quick. You saw a little bit of everything trying to see what stuck and what worked. And I think that was the fault of going into this football game. Okay, you can have a game plan of let me see what works early on, first quarter, so on and so forth. But when it goes away from that and now I'm blitzing, like you want to get to the defense, we blitzing on the defensive side.
I got some ash on my shirt, man.
Guys, you stupid. And guys are coming loose.
Yeah.
Guys, you blitzing, you're not getting home. Early on, 11, 19, they're getting home. And it wasn't consistently, but they were getting home early. And you had these young guys crossing, Leach getting them coming underneath. And when you don't get home, you have all these freshmen. Come on,
wide
man.
open space.
Real quick,
wide open spaces.
Come
on, Coach.
I presented you a surprise earlier. Get the sign.
You didn't give me a surprise.
These are for the no, not that.
Oh.
These are for the OG whiskey and winers who have been here from the beginning.
That's not me.
We've encouraged liking and sharing, and this may look familiar to you. This is Jordy's original manila envelope or manila folder.
That is a classic.
This where he wrote, "Don't be a square, hit the like and share." This because listen,
how old is that?
4 years, bro. If you're watching on Facebook, the only way that and I'm looking, we had 834 viewers right now on Facebook, which is awesome. The only way we grow on Facebook is if you share the post. That's it.
Share that shit.
Share that shit.
Let's go.
Share that shit.
Absolutely share that shit. This was actually made by River Shuey, who I can only
Rivers made it?
Who I can only
throw it away.
Who I can only imagine today. She's a Mississippi State grad. who was
hell no.
who was the producer for Off the Bench originally.
I
Oh,
love it, bro.
And she was talking.
do not throw it away.
She was talking a lot of shit on the beach a couple
She
of
knew
weeks back.
something.
Good for her, bro.
She was
Good for
sipping,
her.
she was
Damn
sipping
right.
on a couple of toddies.
Damn
But
right.
You know what it was? It was when the schedule came out, and she said, "You know what? I
gonna
kind of
kick
like our
your
chances."
ass.
I said, "Chances to do what?" And she didn't fire back. She was, she was going to be quiet until
What's
the
her
game.
name?
Well,
Rivers Shoey.
right.
Shout out to Rivers, man.
Yeah,
Shout out
and
to
Kevin,
Shout out to Rivers,
and Kevin
man.
and her husband.
Shout out
and her
to
husband.
Kevin Rivers.
But here's the point.
It was a good win over
You-
the JV squad today, Rivs.
You came over to my house. You left this. My son got a hold of it and crumpled it to hell. I flattened it out. My buddy Toby Tomplay has a
I was about to say it looks like an Erica project.
has
bro.
a lamination machine, a laminator,
Oh,
and
that's why it's
laminated this
crinkled?
to preserve it for all time.
That's why it's crinkled.
Yeah, man.
My dog
So
got a hold of it. He knew what time it was.
Drew grabbed it and he
Yeah,
crumpled that shit.
absolutely.
So don't be a square.
Shout out to Drew,
hit
man.
hit the
ESPN.
like and share. Let's see. Hit the like and share. So I got this for Jordy for posterity
My man.
posterity's
My
sake
man.
right there. So
Shout
share the
What an
post.
addition, though,
All right,
Ro.
Let me let's get to some of this. By the way, I like to award the Pinocchio honors to Ed Ogeron if I could.
By the defense?
Who and I asked you about this
Is
on
that
my
what
show
you're
last
talking
week.
about?
About his shade at the veranda.
Ed Ogeron. Hold on. Ed Ogeron.
You think it was personal?
Hold on. Ed Ogeron said last week, our defense right now is better than we were at any point last season. And I went, you mean to tell me your defense right now is better than when you had Caleb Von Chasson, Patrick Queen, Jacob Phillips, Michael Divinity, Grant Delpit, Christian Fulton, Rashard
Braden
Lawrence,
Fehoko,
Braden
Rashard,
Fehoko, you're Tyler Shelvin. You're better right now than you were last year when you were putting Clemson, Georgia, Texas A&M, Oklahoma
On their
in a
ass.
stranglehold. You're better right now. Like, if that doesn't speak volumes to the fact that Ed and Dave, not that they couldn't coexist professionally,
Just
but
weren't
that
getting
they
along.
didn't get along and didn't see eye to eye. And look, maybe that was a little boost to Bo, a little confidence, but let the understand why Dave Aranda isn't here anymore and why he had verbally taken the UNLV job before, kind of backed out a little bit on that, whatever, but ultimately Baylor and the Big 12 comes calling, you can take that job.
He was trying to get out of here.
They were both trying to get away from each other. You can understand that, man.
Yeah.
To personality-wise, Ed's big and boisterous. Dave is more meek, and I get that. Listen, the point, there are many different ways
That
to
makes
skin
a
a
lot of
cat.
sense.
There are many different ways to skin a cat. I'm not saying Ed's right, Dave's right. Look, those guys won a championship together. That's awesome. But never be fooled by what they're saying. And understand, this defense, Stingley's there. What about Glenn Logan? What role not having Glenn Logan today?
Right.
I'll tell you the thing that for me,
Ali Gay's a beast.
Right.
we're gonna get
Eleven's
there.
a man.
We're gonna
Level's a
we are
full-grown
gonna
man.
point
That's
out.
what you found out today.
We
That's
are
what
going
a
to
man.
point, and by the way, you're going to have him for 10 games. He's gone because he ain't playing in the bowl game either.
No,
He's a first-round pick.
Motherfucker's gone.
He might be a top 10 pick.
Hey,
if he plays like this,
Kylan Hill, hold on. Kylan Hill, who last year rushed for 1,350 yards, today ran 7 times for 39 yards with a long of 12. Now, I know they slung it around all day, but the point is, even when they wanted to run with Hill, they couldn't run with Hill. Like, LSU's run defense, I think, is going to be more than adequate, and they're gonna get better
In the back end.
The
That's right.
problem was, obviously, you had a young secondary, and against, if there was ever a team on your schedule where you could not afford for Derek Stingley to go down and be young and have your first one, it was
today.
It was this
It
team
was a perfect
that
storm,
threw
bro.
it 60
With
times
freshmen?
for 623 yards, 5 touchdowns. And look, and let me tell you something else. Mississippi State threw 2 picks and fumbled twice, and one of the picks was a pick 6.
That's right.
This could have been a straight ass whipping. Like, this could have been a 4-score loss if you don't get the turnovers.
But let me tell you something. Once you go through that first half, right, and see that, okay, we're not getting home, and this is where I fought, and the stubbornness, and like I said, I don't know.
Gotta adjust, man.
You have
gotta
to,
adjust.
bro. You have to. You
gotta
can't be
adjust.
as stubborn and say, you know what? Because this is the thing.
Patrick Emery, don't be a dyke.
Bo
Sharon,
Pelini, Bo
That's
Pelini's
stupid.
defense, they weren't getting home.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And Ro, it was so frustrating because it was obvious that they made offensive adjustments on the first drive of the third quarter but you wondered when they came out on defense, where was the adjustments? Because it felt very hard-headed. It felt very stubborn to let's stick to our philosophy, let's stick to the plan,
and the part about
and it just wasn't working.
And the part about that shit that I'm surprised. I'm surprised, but I guess not surprised is the fact that what happened.
Laura Guillot, I'm here for the profanity.
So am I.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I had to find out when that was going to be permissible. I'm with her.
No, it is. That's the whole point of
No,
this. Like, everybody knows. That is
the
you understand when you come in here what this is.
So listen, the fact that we didn't change, knowing that we had all these freshmen in the secondary, we was basically using Stevens sometimes in the secondary, but also bringing him down and bringing him, like, you leaving those guys back there, and I understand the talent level and the star level and all that, but at the same time, let me tell you something. The other thing that I saw this when they put up the guys, the starting lineups and shit like that.
Uh-huh.
The other thing.
There you go.
Listen, the other thing about this was, if you look at the starting lineup, dog, the wide receivers for Mississippi State were all juniors and seniors. They were all junior and senior receivers. So now you got to think about it. Because I know me personally, if I'm a wide receiver and I'm a junior and senior, and I see a freshman
18.
out there, I don't give a shit if you a 5-star, a 10-star.
Right, exactly.
I don't give a shit what you are. I'm going to kill you.
I'm
trying to kill you.
It was Lyle Collins against Myles Garrett.
But, but that's what I'm saying.
It was a senior versus a
and then
freshman.
listen, these seniors come in the huddle.
Yeah.
These seniors come in the huddle and tell Costello, like, listen, man. All day, baby. Stingley ain't playing today.
Yeah.
Man, like you saw Costello. Costello waited a lot of times. Listen, let me tell you something. It wasn't a fluke with him because he had a really good understanding of what they were trying to get done. He had a really good understanding of what they were trying to get done. And Mike Leach really had him. You understand?
He never got rattled.
Dude, he sat back and waited till he got his head knocked the hell off to drop it across the middle and he was very accurate. He was very accurate today.
And in contrast, Brennan never looked comfortable.
Well,
he looked shook the whole day.
The whole time he caught the ball and he stared where he wanted to go, and that's why you had 4 batted balls in the first half, because he stared exactly where he wanted to go.
Let's run through the game. I got it charted. Let me just run through some scenarios. Y'all keep your comments coming. We're looking at them, man. Everyone saw Akeem Williams, Ali Gay's a problem. I think everybody sees it, man. He
is a problem.
Let me tell you something about Ali Gay. Let me see if I can get his final stat line.
And let me say this for him while you look it up, Matt.
Go ahead. It ain't posted yet.
COVID started, and they shut down the LSU facility, I was still able to go back there and get my workouts in, run, whatever, with my son and my daughter. And that guy, I didn't know who he was, honestly. But every day I went to the back, and no one was back but him, 49. I don't even know 49.
Trevez
More. They were back there. All those guys were back there getting that pass rush in, working out for 2-3 hours. And I didn't know who this guy was. All I seen was a big old statuesque guys that I'm like, holy shit. And I'm like, listen, man, you a freshman. I introduced myself to him. Hey, how you doing? But every single day that guy came out there, worked on his pass rush, worked on something. And listen, it's paid off for him, and hard work for everybody watching y'all kids.
How about this?
Everybody that hard work pays off.
How about this? Ali Gay, 3 tackles.
3.
2 tackles for loss, a sack, 3 pass breakups.
How many pressures?
And I'm going to tell you.
And in the fourth quarter, they held him every play.
But hang on, I'm going to tell you this, too.
They had him wrapped around the neck 3 plays in a row. What is holding?
I'm going to tell you this, too. There was another play, and I need to find it on here. But Ali Gay, and this was a potential game changer, and I need to find it on my damn chart. But Ali Gay had a beautiful pass deflection. He was playing left end, and he elevated, and he knocked it straight down. And if he had caught the ball, he walks.
And he knew it. As soon as he hit it, he knew he should have caught it.
This was after Cox already had the pick 6. I'm looking for it. But here's the thing. I think when LSU goes and looks at this film, this is my one singular gigantic takeaway. I think LSU, when you go look at this film, you're going to be absolutely sick.
Oh, yeah.
Because Mississippi State gave you 4 turnovers. You had opportunities for more. You had a 1st and goal to go to start the second half, and you went at 1st and goal. And look, and remember, they went for it on a 4th and 1, gave the ball to Ty Davis Price. You got 1st and goal to 2.
Shit, he should have scored.
You go Price.
Scored.
You go Price, sack, field goal. Huge missed opportunity.
You know what annoys the hell out of me too? I'm sorry to keep cutting you off. Is
good.
when they go hurry up, they've gone back.
Your hands are cold as
they've
hell, bro.
gone back to when they go hurry up, they run the same play that they ran.
Cold-blooded animal. They're like
It's an Italian.
But there was.
that's
But
Italian
listen.
Pay me.
But I'll tell you this much. For me, to start so Mississippi State scored to make it 34-24. Start the fourth quarter. LSU goes 3 and out, and that's when they were commenting on TV. They look dead. They look lifeless. Whatever. LSU's down 10. They go 3 and out. Then Ricks gets the pick. Elias Ricks gets the pick. LSU scores. Marshall scores the one-handed touchdown. Right. It's 34-31. Stevens gets the fumble. Stevens gets the fumble recovery.
That's right.
And LSU goes 3 and out. And they kick the field goal to tie it. But that was the moment right there where I thought, here's your chance to go take the lead and get a stop and then end the game. Yeah. And instead, Mississippi State came up with the plays right there. And it's disappointing, man, because that's where I think Miles Brennan needed to have a killer instinct. And
either that or the coaches needed to take stands right there.
Put him in a position.
And take control of the game right there, because you're right. That was a turning point.
They had a 3rd and 7, and Brennan was indecisive with the ball. He ends up scrambling for a yard, and they end up kicking the field goal. And I'm like, man, to hell with that yard. Push the ball down. Go give your playmaker an opportunity to make a play.
Absolutely.
And look, you kick the field goal, you tie it, and what happened? They went and then that's when Costello fumbled and they reviewed it. And ultimately that's
right.
With 9:01 to go in the game, and they had a second down play, and it was a catch and run for 37 yards. And then they had an intentional grounding. It was 3rd and 15. It was an incomplete pass. They kicked the field goal to take the lead again, and now's your shot. They're up 3. You got the ball. Go score, and you got the lead again. 3 and out. And then, boom, that's when they went 14 yards, 27 yards, and on 3rd and 9, Jay Ward got toasted, and they scored a touchdown on the left side, and it was over at that point. It was 44-34, and it was done. And LSU had its opportunity in the fourth quarter twice to take with the ball with a chance to take the lead and assert itself, and they didn't do it, man. And that's where I go. A year ago at Texas, I'm not trying to bring up Joe Burrow, but a year ago at Texas, in that spot, Joe Burrow was deadly, bro. On 3rd and 17, what did Joe Burrow do? Stepped up, boom, touchdown, game. And you don't have that guy right now.
We don't talk about Joe. We're not talking about Joe, man.
I'm not trying to talk about Joe. My point is that I'm drawing a contrast.
The mentality.
To understand.
Yeah,
I'm just talking situational, man. It's a similar situation.
Now, look, when you bring up situational football, now that's when you get me going. Because I wrote down.
Take it back to Foxborough. Take it back to the practice days.
What I wrote down right. What I wrote down right.
He's got his loose sleeve.
What I wrote.
Get him his hoodie.
My boy's got his loose sleeve.
Cut up a hoodie for him.
I want the hoodie that looks like he got bitten by roaches and everything. That
looked like the one he wore when you played.
Before you do this, I want to say something real quick. No, you're gonna go on your point.
I am.
I just want to point out that right now we are on Facebook and YouTube combined concurrently over 1,500 viewers. That's a record for this show.
Is it?
Let's go.
Hell yeah. Concurrent viewers.
Enough of that. Listen.
Yeah.
What I got right there.
Looks
like
I can't read that shit.
Went over situation. Listen.
Standard.
Let me read. I'm pointing to it.
You said what is it? You said what does that say? I'm trying to read. I can't read what you wrote.
Let me read it. Look. Looks like
you asked
they
me
went,
what does that say?
I know I did. Let me read it to you,
All
big
right.
dog. Looks like they went over. That's supposed to be no.
That looks like my.
No, it's supposed to be. It's any. Listen, man, I'm a doctor. Chill. Listen, that's supposed to be. No, listen. Looks like they went. I meant to put no, but I put in it. I had a little bit of
you had some sass. I got it. You had some sass.
But look. No situational football, to your point.
You're right. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
To your point.
Thank you.
You
Thank
see
you,
that?
Thank you, bro.
To your point, my dog.
Thank you, bro.
And that's exactly right. Yeah, that's right, Jay.
All right, let's
brought
see
me
what
back to
some
Foxborough.
Let's see what
because
some
you know
people
why? It looks like we went over no situational football and no situation. But let me say this. It's not because I don't think Coach Jay Dogeron or the offensive staff did not go over it. It's because I think that with everything that's going on, it wasn't something that was emphasized. It wasn't some third down situations. I'm sure they went over third down situations, but with the Mike Leach offense and putting that pressure on that defense, now you have to go in and listen, now you have to go and say, you know what? We're not getting home, baby. Yeah. We're not getting home, baby.
Yeah.
So you know what? Let me not put these freshmen 4 or 5 star, whatever they are, but they're still freshmen against these junior and senior receivers that don't give a shit if they're freshmen, if they're what they are. All they see is they just came out of high school. They know where they about to fucking check me.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So you now have to adjust, man, especially, Matt, like you said, when that turning point comes. I don't give a damn if you've been as stubborn as you've been throughout the entire football game, the entire 45 minutes, the entire 50 minutes. Now when it comes down to those situational times when you have to have those calls in place when it's situational football to put your guys in the best face. Like that last touchdown pass, that last touchdown pass, it was a beautiful pass, but it was bullshit coverage.
Yeah.
Like situational football,
It's the one thing you can't do. You cannot give up. Field goal, you're still in the ball game. Touchdown, it's over.
Yeah.
Field goal,
Coach,
it's
that's
6.
out of a timeout.
Bro, field goal, it's 6.
That's out of a
touchdown,
timeout.
it's over.
He had two open.
You
He had two
bail.
open.
You bail and give up the underneath. You bail. And I don't know if that was the kid because the kid was a freshman or the kid hasn't played or was that the call?
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Elias Ricks was tested. He made a play. Darren Evans can't play. He can't play. I mean, I'm not here. I'm not here to shit on college kids, but I mean, if we're going to be real,
let me ask you a question.
I mean,
what year is he?
26. He's the transfer from Nichols.
He's the transfer from Nichols. All right, let me ask you a question.
When he was in the game, Coach, he had a target on his back.
Okay, let me ask you a question. I think Darren. All right, I'm gonna give you the best. I'm gonna give you the best analogy that I heard, and I use this one all the time. Dude, I use this one all the time.
Yeah,
if you've listened, you've heard it before.
Well,
okay,
that's fine.
But Charles Hannegriff years ago used this in talking about LSU baseball. There's a guy named Blake Gill who played for LSU baseball in the middle 2000s. Blake Gill at one point in his career was playing first base and batting 7th. As Smoke's era went along, Blake Gill was playing shortstop and batting 3rd. And Hannegriff said, I like Blake Gill playing first base and batting 7th. I don't like Blake Gill playing shortstop and batting 3rd.
Yeah.
I think Darren Evans in nickel and dime packages has value. I don't like Darren Evans on an island against a senior receiver in the SEC in his first game when he's been on campus for 2 weeks.
That's exactly right.
Coach, I don't like Cardell Flott. Isolated.
Well, let me say this.
Hey, man, listen.
Flott, I'm not. I am not.
I like
as on him as you are.
Well,
seems to be.
And let me say I don't want to dump on him.
No,
I know because I know today was a huge day for him, and this morning was a lot different going into what he thought 2:30 was going to be. He thought he was going to be guarding the second best player, and I don't want to dump on him. I don't want to dump on him. But his first big test, he didn't pass it today.
Hey, bro, nobody on the defense passed today except
nobody
Ali Gay.
passed
Except Ali Gay.
But no, 19 passed.
Okay, yeah, Jabril Cox looked awesome. You know what, man? Jabril Cox, the first couple drives looked a little timid. Even in run defense looked a little timid. But, man, once he got that pick 6, it was like, oh, all right, he's on.
Coach, he can run.
But I'm going to tell you this much. I'm going to tell you, too.
Run?
He's a safety, bro.
I think you think so?
Be.
He's
next level.
Yeah, I think
next
so.
level.
I heard them compare him to Simmons, and it's a fair comparison.
That's probably right.
It's
Isaiah
fair.
Simmons from Clemson.
I mean, not
physically. I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Run,
stylistically, what he's going to play.
Catch,
he's a fantastic player.
Hits.
He's a fantastic football player.
His decision
and his intellect is fantastic.
His decision to come play at LSU
he's different.
Is going to put him on so many radars that is going to make him a first-round draft.
He's over. It's over for him.
Yeah.
It's over.
Him and Ali Gay.
It's over for those two.
You got Ali Gay for 10 games because he ain't playing in the bowl game.
I get goosebumps for those two.
Yeah. They did it. Stay healthy. Make it through this year. Yeah. And you good.
Those two are fantastic football players, and those two were the only reason where we were really in the football game.
All right, real quick.
Along with Steve.
Ronnie Jenkins said, son of a bitch, I'm calling Uber to hang. You can't come, Ronnie. I hate to say it, bro. We're at Don Juan Cigar Bar. Shout out to Don Juan. By the way, how late is next door open? 8. Okay. 8. So you got 40 minutes. We're in town center.
Talk about a cool spot.
Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Shout out to Don Juan, man.
This is our home.
This is beautiful.
This is our home for.
I'm a staple.
Every whiskey and wine. This is our home. Now listen.
Thank you.
Because we're in obviously COVID, and we can't have people in the bar, right? So you can't come right now. But Don Juan Cigar Company next door to us, right? The retail port, they're open, so you can walk in there and you can stock. You walk through the humidor, stock your stash. We're smoking Fonseca tonight. And this place is awesome, man. Love coming through here to stock my humidor at home. Love coming through. There you go. Look at CY. You just dropped about 3 of them, though, bro.
That's all right. We don't need. He can drop as many as he wants. These for me. These for me. You know,
I like to keep a box.
You know, I like to take home everything free. You know that.
I know that, man. Be careful when you bring
Listen,
Rowan somewhere.
Listen, I'm an Ashton
Give me a special
cigar
one. Give me that
smoker.
special one, Ro.
I got you, baby. But let me tell you something. This Fonseca is my first time. So excuse my
This is
pronunciation.
Awesome. No, you got Fonseca. You got
This
it.
Fonseca.
Yeah, you got
said
it. You got it.
Okay.
Yep.
This is one of the most beautiful mild
Yep.
flavored cigars. I'm a mild flavored cigar guy,
Same.
so I didn't. You,
Same.
So you
Yeah,
are?
yeah, for sure.
Jay, what you like?
Yeah, I like them mild.
Mild.
I like them mild. I like 'em.
This is the.
If it's too dark and potent, I might get a little green.
Hey, listen.
Yeah. This is my speed.
listen.
It's an easy
Hey.
pull. It's smooth. Got a little spice on it. I like it a lot.
Let me tell you something. You know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the juice. Now, you know, the blacker the berry, the sweeter the
I got
juice.
it.
I believe that.
Amen.
You know,
Amen.
You know.
Amen.
But this here, this is beautiful. Shout out, man, to Don Juan. This is beautiful. Y'all come down, try this Fonseca. This is beautiful.
Shout
This
out
is beautiful.
to Citizens Bank and Trust as well. Jim Purgerson and our
I'ma leave
crew.
that right there. That's
We got
for
we got a couple of ice chests to give away.
Yeah, yeah.
Get in here and
How we gonna do it?
Make sure and go to Citizens Bank and Trust on social media. Follow them and like them there.
Oh, God,
Get
come on,
back
bro.
and maybe
Damn,
give
bro.
us a screenshot.
That ass,
give
bro.
us a
And you said
screenshot
it was
that
on
you've
you
done it.
anyway, so I just, you know what I'm
I'm trying to
saying?
burn myself.
And we
My
got
bad,
a couple
big
of
dog.
ice chests to give away from Citizens
excited about
Bank and Trust.
Citizens.
I do want to ask a question of both y'all real quick because
Yep.
somebody, my bad, y'all, I don't have a name. These are going Paul West, Billy Crochet, Chris DeCoste, Charlie Cavell, J.P. Cheramay, Terrence Butler, Jason Aguilar. What's up, Joe Stakes? I'm looking at all your comments, y'all. So keep them coming. We appreciate it. Share the post, share the post, share the post, share the post. And Don Juan, they're tagged in the post. If you're on Facebook, like them, follow them. We're Carl Dunn. What's up, Carly Cat? Paul Pollard, Todd Jones, James Fortenberry, Scott Parks. I'm watching all y'all. We appreciate you. Some of the comments as I'm scrolling are saying it's time to see Max Johnson. Like, is it? And listen, and I'm gonna tell you why I'm bringing this up. Hold on. Because I even saw Booger McFarland tweet today. Hang on, I'm gonna go pull up the tweet. Booger tweeted. Hang on, and what?
How close do you think they were to going to him?
Not close.
I don't think they were either.
Nope.
I don't think they were.
Booger
Not close. I don't think they were either.
Booger tweeted in the second half.
What's up, Coach?
God dog it. Where's Booger's comment?
You know what it said. What it say?
He might have. Here it is. Booger tweeted.
He ain't deleting it.
No, he did. He said, "Pull the kid. He ain't ready."
Damn. Coach, if he's not
Point
ready
blank.
now,
After 4 years.
if he's not ready now, I mean, after everything we've heard and everything that he's told us this offseason about this moment, right? I mean, Ro, to me,
That's always been a problem, have I said, right?
The stage looked a little too big.
Bruh, I've, as you could imagine, I'm very familiar with this situation.
Yeah.
I played against Auburn. There's a couple other situations I was in football games with, and it didn't start out well. Let me say this, though. I didn't get going into Auburn. I didn't get the whole escape of the game.
You played, to be clear, you played against Auburn in '99. That was the game in Tigers. The last time Auburn won in Tiger Stadium.
Right. That was the
you
cigar
were
game. That was the cigar game.
cigar game.
Yeah.
That was your third year, so you were a redshirt sophomore,
Correct.
and you played in that game.
Correct.
Did you feel like you were ready to play? Like the morning you woke up, like?
I did not. And I did not because of everything that went on during the week leading up to playing. I never felt like I had the confidence in the coaching staff to go out there and execute the game.
Did you see a familiar look in 15 today in his eyes?
Give me that sign, bro.
Like I've always said, my thing with quarterbacks is I want to see how quick your feet get settled. Right? And my thing with Miles has always been, and also goes back to when he came in garbage duty last year, played a couple games when Burrow put it out of,
Yeah.
And I always watch quarterbacks just see how quick your feet get settled. When your feet get settled and you're in a comfortable situation, I train quarterbacks. So the quarterbacks that I train out, we do this drill where you come over the bag to escape the pressure, and your feet get settled. You see the safety and see your read, and you step up and you deliver the football. And I never saw that today. And that's one of the things that I've been harping on with Miles, just seeing how quick those feet get settled. And I didn't see that last year when he came in the mop-up time, times when he came in and had an opportunity. I never saw that. So today for me, that's what I was looking for, and I never saw that. But not to cut you off, Jay.
No.
I never saw them also show the confidence in him.
So is it way too early to say that? You tell me, you're a quarterback tutor. At 22, at 21, if you don't have that, can you get that?
Let me say this. It's so much that's because of this situation, and I know every college and everyone's going through that situation, but it's like I've always said before, with him not taking any meaningful snaps, with him not running this offense ever, with him having Chase depleted and gone, with Marshall having to step up and be down to number one, with all those guys, the freshmen, and Racy and those guys having to step up, it puts added pressure on everything.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying?
Hey.
And then with a defense not – what are we laughing about?
Hang on. Fucking Hathorn. Hathorn's back. Once Brennan's 30, he'll figure it out. Fucking Hathorn. Let me tell you something about Hathorn. Hathorn showed up
that is fucking hilarious.
This guy's I don't know, I think he's just like a drunkard who watches this all the time. Hathorn showed up at AFR in Atlanta at SEC Championship, and Hathorn is standing right over my shoulder. This guy had been drinking all day. It's a Friday at 3 o'clock. He's standing over my shoulder with his buddies. He had obviously been drinking all day. And at some point I had to say, hey, Hathorn. I mean, respect.
You can smell it?
No, I was like, Hathorn, respect, bro. I mean, I'm glad you watched.
Could you smell the liquor?
Oh, okay, come, dude, you just no. I mean, eyes are glassed over. I'm on air, and he's like looking over my shoulder, like, hey, bro. I'm like, hey, Hathorn, look, Hathorn, respect, bro. I mean, I'm thank you for watching, thank you for listening. I love you, and Whiskey and Wine, we love, man.
You gotta have a crazy
but
fan,
listen, bro. I'm doing a live radio show. You need to step the fuck off right
You
now,
need to
bro.
chill out,
like,
baby.
we're gonna get like.
We glad
Hathorn,
you're tuning in, though, big dog. We glad you're tuning in,
believe me,
baby.
he's good. He's good.
He's good.
He's
He's
good.
good.
Trust me, he's good. Hathorn said I'm sober. Hathorn, you ain't
sober.
This is not sober.
You ain't sober.
Hathorn. You are lying your ass off, Hathorn.
You are not so. Not after watching that bullshit. You ain't sober.
Shit.
Oh man.
You ain't
Say
sober.
something. I'm watching Alabama. I watch Florida today. It might get worse before it gets better.
This is the thing about it, though. With everything that went on, we have the recruits. We have the guys. We have you go by stars. We have the stars. We have the recruiting classes. We have the guys. So the most disappointing part about the football game for me was the fact that the coaches did not figure it out quick enough to get us to a victory.
I know.
Because the thing about it is this: if you go into it and say, our running backs are pretty good, they've been performing well, and our offensive line is the strength of our team, we perform well, and Miles is a play action quarterback.
Pocket.
He's a
Pocket guy, yeah.
Miles is a Tom Brady, man. Honestly, man. Like, you saw when he escaped the pocket, he looked like Tom.
He did. That one right before half where he tried to get out of bounds, and the guy caught him from behind.
Well, that's my point. Can Tom run?
No.
That's my point.
I know what you mean.
And to me, it has to be the same diagnosis. It has to be the same way you attack. You have these exceptional athletes that's out here on the flank. I didn't think that I was going to see Gilbert attach so much.
I agree.
To the line of scrimmage?
To the line of scrimmage.
Me too.
I didn't think I was going to see him attach. Now, to his defense, he looked like he hadn't pass block in a while.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's things like that. When I point out, when I say that, when we talked about it and said, I expect the coaches that they're going to earn their money and they got to make early in the season. This is what I'm talking about, dog. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, this dude is one of the most decorated recruits we've ever had. And you can tell and see, and listen, I'm not saying that he's not going to have to block. I'm not saying that he's not going to have to be attached to the line of scrimmage and block. But in this game.
Yeah. I think that from what they was talking about in the offseason with Gilbert, they didn't want to tip personnel with him on the field. But today, I'm with you.
Well, this is the thing.
You got to be creative.
This is the thing. And this is why I said the coaches have to make these decisions smart. But this is the thing. you can do that when you're playing Middle Tennessee State.
Right.
I hear you.
You can do that when you're playing
Texas,
South
San Antonio.
Carolina. You can do it when you have a rent, like you say, a rent a win. This ain't a, you know what I'm you know. Go ahead, man.
So real
My
quick.
bad.
No,
Shit.
you're good. You're good, dude. Trust me. There's no apologies here. This is whiskey and wine. There's no rules, except hit the share, because if you don't hit the like, if you don't share this post, then I'm gonna come to your house, and probably not do anything. I'm probably not even gonna come to your house, but I'm gonna sit here and stare at you, like I'm gonna come to your house and threaten you, if you don't share this post.
I'm gonna come to your house.
Ro will come to your house. They'd probably be like, "Come on, Ro. Come on,
knock.
Hey,
all right,
share
real quick.
I'm coming to your house, dog.
Real quick, all right. So LSU, their last drive of the first quarter, Brennan gets sacked on first down.
Ugh.
They throw the ball to Emory on second down. They get a 3rd and 4, and Dare Rosenthal gives up a sack. They punt. The next drive is when Mississippi State fumbled. All right, so that
was a bad freaking sack by Rosenthal, too.
that was terrible. Now listen. Now they fumble.
For him to be the most experienced offensive lineman,
He's not.
no,
No,
you talking about Deculus.
Oh, my bad.
The
Yeah, that's right.
Deculus.
My bad. That's right. That's right.
that-
He gave up one
that was later.
pathetic.
We'll get there.
Yeah, he did.
But listen, this
My
was
bad,
this
Matt.
was no. You're good. This is a point in the game.
He holds
I
it
ain't
too
saying
long.
that
Where
shit
it's-
no more.
it's
either.
3-0.
My bad. I ain't saying that shit no more.
No. It's 3-0. It's 3-0. It looked like LSU got the momentum swing they needed. State fumbles the football. LSU gets it around midfield. It was at their own 40-yard line. And on first down, Terrace Marshall had a drop.
Yep.
And then,
Yeah, too bad was it?
Oh,
and then,
bad,
then
bad.
Curry, they ran Curry
that's
for
that.
3 yards.
Bumping up.
Deculus had a false start, so now it's 3rd and
Touchdown.
12. It's 3rd and 12, right around midfield, all right? You're coming off, you force turnover, you're coming off. And that's when Rosenthal gave up his 2nd sack. But if you remember, they had Gilbert chipping on the left side, and the tackle just came inside and got Miles straight
Yep.
up.
That wasn't
like-
no chip.
But because the tackle came in.
Correct.
But
That
that's my
stunt,
point. That's
the
my
AT
but that's my
stunt.
point on Dare. I'm like, Dare, come on, man. You have help to your outside. Come inside. I was a crappy high school offensive lineman. I know that. You can't give up the sack on the inside when you got
They
help.
got help.
You got help.
That's exactly right.
I mean, like, I sucked at football. I was a very average. I was like,
yeah, don't say you suck. This
all
say
right,
you was
come on, man.
average.
But
You
I was a small, but my point is, I even knew that. Come on, man. You can't give that up on the inside. You got help. Force everything to outside where you have help.
And that's why I say on some of these things
They
tonight,
look confusing all out.
Do they have
You
another?
know what though? Like you said before we came in, we do need to shout out to Zach Von Rosenberg and to not Cole Tracy, to
Cade York.
Cade York.
Hey, man. Von
I
Rosenberg.
mean, bro,
the best part of it, right?
I'm telling you.
That was the best part of it, especially early, right?
Yes.
Them punts.
Coach, what about your boy who fair caught it inside the 5?
That's what I'm saying.
From
Hey,
Mississippi
man,
State.
the reason LSU got the pick 6
Yes,
was because
right. Because of him.
Because
Right.
Von Rosenberg.
I mean,
Von Rosenberg punted had a 53-yard punt, and then Cox got the pick 6
I
because
know.
you were right there at the 10.
Yeah.
The thing that was disappointing about that,
Flip the
bro,
field.
is like you have athletes. You can out-athlete them.
Uh-huh.
You understand what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Like,
The lack of creativity.
The fact that
Hey, bro, you think Eli Drinkwitz wishes he was back up in Appalachian State?
Hey, Eli Drinkowitz in Missouri can't get to Baton Rouge fast enough.
Oh, man. No, you're
Hey.
right. You're right.
private plane,
I mean, like,
private plane.
get Missouri here because LSU needs to.
Hey,
They need to
hey,
wash the
now
taste
let me
out of
say
their
this.
mouth on this one.
Let me say this. Shout out to Mississippi State offensive line. You understand? Like, you may not understand, but in order for them to, you got to understand, like as an offensive lineman, you don't have to stalemate them the entire time. You just have to stalemate them initially. You understand? And those guys in the from the second quarter on,
Bro, those
LSU got 5
stunts,
sacks.
those stunts look
But
so
that's what-
long developing.
yeah, but
You know
Matt,
what I mean?
they didn't give them up in like big times. That's what I'm pointing out, big dog. It ain't the fact that like we weren't getting that. It's the fact that you know what? When it was time
Sure,
for us
Carter,
to make
what's up,
when it was
bro?
time for us to make a play, when we needed like pressure, when we needed to make a play, they didn't give it up, man. And that damn Costello, he held that
Yeah.
son of a
Shake
bitch until the
Pro scouts
last.
are gonna love this film.
Listen,
Yeah, they are.
listen. He held that thing. He had no qualms with taking hits.
Yep.
He knew he was going. It's like Mike Leach told him, "Look here, son. We're going to stalemate them initially, and they're going to get off because they're better athletes than we have on that offensive line right now. But we're going to have these crossing routes coming underneath.
It'll be wide open.
And they're going to be wide open. All I need you to do is put a little air underneath it and drop it right in front of them. And if they don't catch it, I get them the hell out of there.
That pass he put over Baskerville, where he came up and he threw backside, and Baskerville's dropping back. He puts his hand up. He
What
flips
about the
it
one
right
he dropped over
top.
Elias Ricks?
That was beautiful.
What about that one?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's those plays, man, that I look at in the crunch time, in the certain situation, 3rd down, 3rd and 5. You understand what I'm saying? 2nd and 8. You understand what I'm saying? Those are the times where, like, I can't say, okay, I'm going to pressure and leave these guys on an island.
Bro, can we watch SEC Network?
Shit.
Tennessee, South Carolina is 14-7 in the second quarter.
Clay,
Miami's 14-3.
SEC Network.
Can we put that on?
Is that possible? Please.
Put it on.
Big shout out to the U, man. You know I'm from the career 305 all day. Big shout out to the U, man. Big shout out to Darren Ken. Big shout out.
Bigger shout out.
College football is a better
Big
sport.
shout out to the U, man.
College football is a better sport when they're relevant.
Bigger shout out to
man.
Don Juan Cigar Bar.
Hell yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Us,
Big
man.
shout out to Don Juan.
Yo, we're here at
man.
Don Juan.
What this is? Hold on.
This is
where my box went?
It's Fonseca, bro. I got you, bro. I got you. It's Fonseca.
Nah, I got to make sure I get that box, baby. My
My
daughter took the box away. I turned around, it's gone.
It's gone, bro.
I turned around, it was
It's
right
gone.
here.
Y'all, Don Juan Cigar Bar.
My daughter took it away.
You can come on by Don Juan Cigar Company
listen, we
right
gonna
next door.
have
Hold on. You come right next door to Don Juan Cigar Company. They close at 8, so that's 23 minutes from right now. But if not today, come tomorrow. Come on. You can come next door, stock your stash. Listen, they got a great, knowledgeable staff. You can come into the walk-in humidor. They'll walk through.
Got me straight.
You can get your sensibilities, your taste. You can enjoy a cigar here. They got plush furniture next door with TVs. So even the retail shop next door, Don Juan Cigar Company, is open. Even though the bar isn't. Now, you can't be served alcohol next door, but you can buy your cigar, enjoy it, come by, watch some NFL football tomorrow on Sunday. And here's hoping, fingers crossed, that our governor, what's his name? BJ something?
Who?
The governor who's closing everything down? It don't matter. That
John
guy,
Bear,
hopefully he stops
That's his
screwing
name,
businesses, and that way we can open up
that his
here.
name?
I don't care.
Yeah.
And that way the businesses like this can open up, because coronavirus doesn't exist only in bars. And that way that y'all can come and join us next week. Because listen, I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you straight up. Whenever this is finally able to be open again for whiskey and wine, y'all all got to flood this place. I mean, y'all can be sitting right here behind us, next to us. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think one over there. I think it's 7 TVs in here all together. You have your games on. It's going to be an awesome place. I know we're just teasing you right now, but I'm telling you, this is the first. I know it's the first game, but we got 10 and bowl games. But listen, this is going to be. I'm so excited to have people come join us. Dude, we've been doing this. This is year 4. To actually be able to meet so many of y'all, have y'all come out. Very much looking forward to that, man.
And it's spread across 6 feet. It's 6 feet. You know what I'm saying? Across, you guys come out,
adhering to all the protocols.
No doubt, man. And all the protocols. If y'all want us to get tested, we listen. We take a temperature.
Hey, nobody is shoving a Q-tip and scraping my brain with a long ass.
No, it's a temperature.
Nobody's doing
it.
Thing. Oh, that. Well, you said testing.
Hey, Jordan Birch.
Oh, not testing. My bad. I'm talking about the temperature.
Yeah.
When they take your temperature, you come in.
I'm worried about
you understand
that bullshit.
Yeah, but listen, some people are, so we want everyone to come.
Let me tell you something about that. No, and don't come. Because here's the deal.
It's
Like,
bullshit.
my wife works carpool at the school where she works. And
I go through carpool every day.
Listen. She's got to take temperatures that every kid gets out. I'm like, you're sitting in the air condition. You got an AC vent blowing on you.
No.
It's like it's
72
degrees.
Not at the Dunham High School. Shout out to the Dunham Tigers. Not at Dunham
Shout
High
out to
School.
Cali High.
Catholic. Oh, hey, listen.
Them Eagles coming back with Stephon, baby.
Hold on. Who?
Still,
What
Parkview Baptist.
Eagles?
Stephon LaForce.
Listen, man.
Ain't nobody worried about
Shout out to
Parkview.
Roman Mueller. You
Ain't nobody worried
understand?
about Parkview.
Started quarterback at Parkview Baptist. My trainee. You know what I'm saying?
All right, hang on.
Hey, hold on. I ain't finished.
No, you good. Go ahead.
Shout out to Abram. You understand? Backup quarterback at Parkview Baptist. My trainee. You understand? Stop it.
Paul Batts. Listen, Paul Batts.
Stop it.
No doubt Ott took the Mississippi State money line.
As he celebrates.
Don't you talk about my boy.
The Ott father?
That's my boy.
You going to Martin,
Don't you talk about my boy. the big otter. Don't
The
take
little-
all
the
that.
little otter.
I think we all got fucked up tonight with this.
Hey man, anybody that listen,
I
I'll
bet
tell you
with
this.
my heart,
Hey,
baby.
hey,
No, I don't.
you
I'll
saw
tell
what
you this.
you saw what Stingley
Tonight
did
I
to that
did.
spread? Point and a half.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight I did.
Is there another defensive player in college football that can shift the
first
line a
round
point and a
draft,
half?
first pick in the draft?
Is there a
No,
defensive
come
player?
on, man. First pick in the draft.
Are you
He's a top
ridiculous?
3.
Top 3 for sure, but first pick, Rohan.
Not this year. It's next year.
It doesn't matter.
What are you talking about?
A quarterback will always go number 1 in the draft. Come on, man.
Listen, a corner.
I will bet you. Listen to me. Oh, no, hold on.
No, I'm not betting you.
I'm
I'm not
betting you.
betting you on
We're
that.
bet-
'cause
no,
we don't
that's
know.
bullcrap.
No, I'm
No.
not fucking betting you. We don't know what the situation is going to be when he gets ready to come out. We don't know who's going to be up top.
I
to pick
don't
first.
know.
A quarterback is always going to be
I don't know the
favored.
situation. I'm telling you right now, Stingley's not going to be the first pick in the draft because
Listen, I don't know.
cornerbacks are never the first pick in the draft.
Listen.
Didn't Akuda go second?
Man, listen, I'm not talking about what Matt talking about. Listen, it all depends on who is at the need position when
Nobody.
that comes up.
No.
And if a
team.
quarterback is at the need position, a quarterback is going to be taken.
Then what happens is
If a D tackle
I'm gonna trade
is
it.
at the
a team
position,
that
he's going to be
needs-
taken.
Then a team that needs a quarterback trades up to number 1 and takes the quarterback.
Man, listen, man. If
Bet
there-
me.
if
I'll
no,
bet you right
I'm
now.
not gonna bet you.
Oh, well, that's 'cause you know
wanna
you're
bet
wrong.
me going to top 5?
No, he's going to go in the top 5. Of
Well,
course
that's
he's
my
gonna
point. He
So
can
you-
all go.
You said number 1.
He can also go number 1. If
He
he's
will not go number
possibly in the
1.
top 5, he can go number 1.
He will not go number 1.
You are, man.
He'll
listen.
get the value of a number 1
This
pick.
definitely get. He's the value number 1 pick now. My point is this: whoever's at that position, whoever is at that, you may already have a. Listen, you just listen to me. You may already have a quarterback established at that
went 3.
position. You understand what I'm saying?
Nope.
Now, just imagine this.
Because
Imagine
if you have a quarterback established,
imagine this.
you ain't picking number 1
Imagine
overall.
this. Imagine this. The New York Giants.
Yep.
Saquon Barkley's hurt. They have their quarterback. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback when you get some pieces around him.
He's not going into this
Let me
year's draft.
finish. The quarterback's already there.
But he's not going in this year's draft. You're talking about the Giants.
I know he's not. I'm talking about the following year. I'm talking about the following year. I'm not talking about this year.
So Saquon will be
listen to
baggage.
me. You ain't let me fucking finish. The following year, if it comes up that Saquon's back, played a good year, they re him up. You have your quarterback already.
Got it.
The next piece of that is and I'm with you on this. The next piece on that, if you want to solidify that offensive piece, is either a big time wide receiver as one is there, or a big time left tackle. But if that's not there, Matt, the next piece on defense is a pass rush. Don't shake your damn head. Just listen to me. Listen to me. The next piece is that dominant pass rusher on defense.
The only players that will
Listen,
go number 1 overall
shut
are
your
a
mouth.
quarterback,
Shut your damn mouth.
a defensive end.
Shut your damn mouth.
That's it.
You don't listen
Myles
to me.
Garrett or a quarterback. That's it.
Matt, I'm with you. I'm painting a scenario of how this guy could possibly go number 1.
He's not going number 1.
Okay?
When is the last time a cornerback went number 1 overall?
I understand.
I don't think you do.
No, I do. I promise I do.
Then bet me.
I'm not gonna bet you.
All right, then let's move on.
I'm not taking a loser's bet.
You made your,
Motherfucker.
well, then quit sitting there saying he's got no number 1. There is no shot.
He's a
he
number
goes
1 grade.
He absolutely, but he's never going to go number 1 because a quarterback in the
Do me a
NFL is
favor.
always
Do
going.
me a favor. Bet me going top 5. Bet me going to top 3.
I believe
if he
he'll
stays
go.
healthy.
I believe he can go top 3.
Okay,
Jeff
good,
Okuda
good.
just went 3,
And he's better than him.
And he's better. He's a million times better than Jeff Okuda.
And that son of a gun from Clemson.
A.J. Terrell.
Him.
How about
Got nightmares about
Hey, how
Lamar Chase.
about Brian Wynn, who just said, "Is it possible for Bo Pelini to opt out?" Yeah, we're in too good of a mood. Hey, legit for a loss. Good question, Buddy Chasson. What does Corey Foreman, Mason Smith think about this game? All right, you've been a recruit. You're a big time recruit. Corey Foreman flies into Baton Rouge with his family from California, and he sees that. Now, what I've learned over the years in talking to people who follow recruiting is, if I'm Corey
Never
Foreman,
about the outcome.
It's never about the outcome of a game. If I'm Corey Foreman, I'm thinking, what am I thinking if I'm Corey Foreman today? Oh, shit. I could go play today. I'm on the field today. Right?
You know what you're thinking?
You tell me you couldn't put Corey Foreman on the field today for LSU?
You kidding me? I mean, look at all the freshmen that played. I mean, it's so many. I mean, we didn't even talk. We didn't call B.J. Ojolari's name, but he played a ton. I didn't see those 2 defensive tackles. I didn't see Roy and Guillory play a lot.
You know what was the biggest? I'd say this. The first defensive snap, Joseph Evans started at nose.
I saw that.
Joseph Evans, who 2 weeks ago was playing offensive line.
Yeah.
He started at nose. Darren Evans started today. The transfer started.
And when I see that, it says to me, am I doing this because the guy's really better? Or am I doing this because I have to validate
Who?
what I told him to get him?
With who?
Recruiting?
The Evans?
Recruiting.
What? No. All right. Answer this. No, because listen, Ro, they started in dime, and your 5 defensive backs. Tell me if I'm wrong. It was Jacoby, it was Todd Harris, and then you had 3 cornerbacks.
Where was Redarius Jones at?
I don't know, man. But Jay Ward's battled an injury, and he was out there though. He played.
He looked hurt
Yeah,
when he was
Yeah, he
chasing.
looked hurt.
Jay's been hurt, but Jay played. Darren Evans played, and it was Elias Ricks, Flott, and Darren Evans on the first series,
Yep.
and then Jay Ward came in.
Yep.
And then the safeties who rotated in were Hampton and Cam Lewis,
Right.
31, who rotated.
couldn't believe we didn't see Jordan
We didn't
Tolles.
see Jordan Tolles. I need to check game participation, but I don't think Jordan Tolles played in this game.
Yeah. I mean, I couldn't believe they didn't see Jordan Tolles.
Let's see.
And Redarius Jones.
Especially
let's
what
see.
was-
Yeah, I mean, you
what
needed
I've
so
been
many
going-
people.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you were looking for bodies.
Yeah.
Jordan Tolles did play. I don't know if it was special teams. He's wearing 21. He
Yeah.
did get in the game.
Right.
Who was the other one you said? Redarius Jones.
Redarius Jones. I mean, I would just think
He 29. He did play, but it might have been special teams. I don't know. I didn't see him in a key situation, and I was looking at all those
Snaps will
defensive
tell
backs
you
to see who was out there.
Snaps to tell you that. Snaps to tell you if they played on special teams.
All right, let's get
if
some
they
of these
played.
comments, man.
Ro, what did you think of Scott Linehan?
I couldn't tell.
They said that Linehan
Yeah.
was going to call
couldn't tell.
third down in red zone.
If Linehan's job was red zone,
Just
F.
shit to bed. Yeah.
F.
The most concerning stat of the day is that 3 touchdowns on LSU's
down.
defense came on third and
Third
long.
down, yeah.
Came on third and long.
you said about Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Bro,
well,
they-
I mean, LSU's against LSU's defense.
Yeah, no, for sure. Mississippi State scored on third and 10, scored a touchdown. Third and 10, scored a touchdown. Hang on, I'm gonna tell you all their touchdowns. Kylan Hills was that 75-yard. That's
One play.
That's when Harris missed the tackle. 75. That's
fuck
right.
is he doing?
That's right after LSU
What
takes
is he
a
doing?
LSU takes a 24-20 lead.
Push his
First
ass
play,
out of bounds.
Kylan
Just
Hills,
push him out of
75
bounds.
yards. Bullshit. Anyway, that was first down. But then
Tackling was bad.
after the PS first down, then
And you expected the
third-
tackling.
third and 9. They scored if I'm charting correctly, they scored 3. It might have been 4. I don't have this one written. 3 or 4 touchdowns on third down plays. On third and long.
Third and long.
Third and
Those
7,
third and
third and
long.
9,
Yeah.
third and 10, third and 15.
I mean, and then what about the one that they come out of the defensive timeout?
Yeah.
They come out of a defensive timeout.
Yeah.
And they got 2 guys running open. I mean, the guy that they throw the touchdown to it looked like pregame warm-up. The guy on the opposite side is running vertical by himself too.
Let's holler at some of these YouTube folks. Chili Vic, what's up? Cortland Jacobs. Stephen Miller, what's up? Stephen said that it looked like they were forcing the ball to too many people on offense.
No. It didn't look like it didn't look like they were forcing anything. That's the lack of creativity to get the ball to Emery, to get the ball to Gilbert, to get the ball to Marshall, to get the ball to all these playmakers that we've heard about. I mean,
Tim Vincent.
bro,
Yeah.
it felt like Les Miles. It felt a little bit like Les Miles. The long routes, the long developing routes, the quarterbacks holding on to the ball. I mean, like, Ro, you said at the end of the game, remember when he came out, he pick. And you're like, well, shit, we should have been doing this the whole game.
Well, you never saw an identity,
Right?
And you never saw what it was that we were trying to get to. You never saw if we were going to be a run play action team. You never saw if we were going to be a quick get the ball out your hands as far as like from Miles. And it was frustrating, man, watching that game. Just what are we doing? Well, are we going to run the ball? Are we going to pass the ball? And are we going to play action? It was frustrating, man. You never knew what the hell was going on.
Bro, you get that light?
And that was the biggest damn problem for me is just like you have enough to win this football game. And to me, it was more of getting the win it never seemed like it was. And I know the coaches are trying to get the win, but it never seemed like we made the decisions in the critical moments of the football game when there was obvious critical moments to
Real quick,
change defense to your offense.
Brandon LeBlanc said, "Am I wrong for thinking Jamar Chase saw this coming?" Let's be clear about something.
I mean, what does he have to prove?
I
I always thought that Chase was waiting on the season to get canceled. Kind of like he wanted them to make the decision for him, and it got to a point where it wasn't going to happen, and he thought to himself, you know what, I got to get out of here because I'm really going to cost myself more than I'm going to help myself, even if I go and really do the same thing that I did last year.
You know as well as I do. There was more to the Chase decision than this.
Well, let me say
There
this,
was, but did you ever really expect him to play?
I did.
Well, yeah.
Let me say this, bro. Like, if I'm Jamar
Hey,
Chase,
Jordy, Brennan still has the ball. Wait, Mike Miller said also, I want Rohan's shirt.
the GOAT, baby. You heard me? The GOAT, baby. The GOAT, baby. Hey,
How many times you teach your quarterbacks to pat the ball?
Hey, can I ask
Never.
Hey, can I just point something
that
out real
first
quick?
pat, I run the hell out of them.
Real quick. Real quick. By the way, if you're just joining
Abram,
us,
you know that,
if you
baby.
haven't done it yet, please share the post. If you haven't done it yet on Facebook, hit the share. That's how we grow. We appreciate you. Hit the share. And Don Juan, they're tagged in the post. We'll tag Citizens as well in the post. Please like our sponsors. Shout out to Don Juan for having us here. Awesome. I forgot what the hell I was going to say.
You want to tell everybody to share it?
That's too
I don't know what I was
much. That's
gonna
too
say.
much bourbon.
No, I
Swerving on that bourbon.
Swerving on that bourbon.
Swerving
on that bourbon. Swerving on that bourbon.
I hate you both. I hate you both a lot.
I'm swerving on that bourbon.
I hate you both. By the way,
You gotta get your train of thought back, baby.
Swerving on that bourbon.
Swerving on that bourbon.
I'm good. You're the one dropping ash on me, by the way.
Yeah, that's some nice shoes you have on.
Those aren't nice. Erica hates these, by the way. These are old boat shoes. She's like, those are so ugly. I'm like, well, then go buy me some new
You
ones.
fish?
No.
Those are boat
Fish.
shoes, so you just go out on the boat.
Those are some white guys, huh?
Yeah, I mean,
Some white
Those
boys.
are some white guys
some
right
white
there.
Boys, boat shoes.
For sure.
go to hell, bitch.
Hey, you ain't doing shit with them shoes but getting on the boat. You ain't doing nothing.
Yeah.
He just
All
trying
right.
to show you
Danny
yesterday.
Swear, what's up? Jeremy James, Paul Batts, Robbie Aiken. Where was the zone once everyone saw the DB struggling?
That's what the fuck we saying. Who said that?
Robbie Aiken.
Robbie, that's what we saying, Robbie.
I'm with you, Robbie. I'm agreed. It's one of those things where I look and I go, man, why am I watching Mississippi State receivers run crossing routes in man coverage all game long getting open?
You know why? Because that is the most quarterback-friendly route.
No, I get it. I'm saying, why isn't LSU adjusting to that?
I don't know.
I'm an idiot, and I knew what they were going to do.
Bruh, when I watch the game, I watch it from a coach's standpoint. I know I'm an analyst or whatever, but I also watch it from a coach's standpoint.
Wait.
What did he say?
Jonathan Hadhorn said he's at a bar. He said no one's wearing a mask. Not here. He's at the bar. He's at Fred's.
We got tested.
No, he's saying where he is.
Oh, yeah. No one's wearing the mask there. That's why we're not there.
What about Joe Brady? Some people are saying Joe Brady.
What about it? You missed the hell out of him.
Let me say this by Joe Brady.
Can I ask you a question? I want to ask you a question.
I'm going to follow it up. Go
Okay.
ahead.
If Joe Brady's here today, what's different?
Out everything.
Yeah.
Really?
I agree, bro.
Okay.
Scheme.
And not everything, but everything.
All right.
You understand?
It's
And
friendly to your
thing.
talent.
This is the thing. And I said this from the beginning when Joe left. It wasn't that these guys don't know the offense. It's not that Linehan, the offensive coordinator, the guys that are there don't know, right? It's the timing. It's when you call it. It's when I see and I got to adjust. And like, you know what? That's not working. Let's do this. And I think with the arrogance and the bravado that Joe Brady had last year and the swag that he came with, Matt, to your point, I think that swag and that moxie also translated to Joe Burrow last year.
I think
And
Joe
the
had
fact
that his
that-
whole life, bro.
No, he did. But you got to. But you got to. No.
You know Joe. You know Joe better than
Listen-
any of us.
listen to what I'm saying.
You know Joe
No
had
doubt.
that injected in his veins
No.
his whole life.
I totally agree with you. No doubt about it. And it's easier to inject that in somebody that has it. It's easier to talk to somebody about that has it. So when Joe Burrow and Joe Brady are having this conversation, it's a different conversation. You understand what I'm
Kyle
saying?
Champagne, LMFAO. You fish?
So look, so when it's something that's in you, right, and it's something that's in you, and it's something that you've been a part of, because we saw Burrow, and not to even piggyback on that, because I don't want to talk about Joe, but you saw that from him, and you saw he had that, and the biggest difference in it was just like we talked about at the beginning of the show, sling it.
Yeah, man.
Sling it.
You didn't see it.
Hey, bro,
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, but I don't know if that's
man.
Joe Brady. I think that's Miles Brennan.
No, but listen. But this is
Yeah,
the
I'm
thing.
listening.
This is the thing.
I hear you.
That is Miles. But but it's just like everything when we talk about with coaches, when we talk about with players that have that it factor. Joe Brady may not have brought it out of him like Joe, but through the constant conversation,
Yep.
through the constant
It's a mindset.
being with him throughout the whole offseason, being with him and understanding how a quarterback needs that maturation, how a quarterback needs that grooming. That's the part about Miles Brennan that I see now that it's not quarterback friendly for him. Like, listen, man, like, dude, when you just getting in there for the first time and you ain't been in that fire in that fucking SEC, and especially in this situation where you're going against SEC opponents from the jump and the entire year, and you don't have that opportunity, that's why me and you was going back and forth about how it was going to go and so on and so forth. Because it's a certain factor that when you get in that SEC game, it has to be a certain point, bro, where you, okay, I belong here.
Yeah.
I'm comfortable
Yep.
here.
Yep. I belong.
This is where the
belong.
fuck I was supposed to be, and this is why I was a 4-star. And you never saw that
Ever.
And you never saw that because
Ever.
you know why? That tutelage throughout the entire time, that confidence, putting that confidence in him as, you know what, you that dog, man. Don't worry about that. Go out and do that. I'm going to call. What are your 10 plays? What are your 15 plays? What are you comfortable with? You never saw that. And that's the part about this whole thing with Miles coming in and being a quarterback and the offseason and everything that everyone else encompasses. That's why I said that a quarterback that has played, and it doesn't matter if it's at LSU or somewhere else, but you've been in that fire. It's something about being in that fire, dog. And listen, my whole entire career, even when I left LSU, went to the New England Patriots and kept bouncing and bouncing, and you know what the hell everyone kept telling me? You have no experience. You have no experience. We don't know how you're going to perform when we put you in a game. We don't have any
bullets
experience.
start flying.
That's what I'm saying. So that's what I
knew how
faced.
you were gonna-
That's how I felt during my time during the NFL. And so it's the same thing that's translating to Miles right now. It's like those guys, and it's not just the outside. It's those guys in there. It's those receivers that now see that, damn, he was late on his pass. Damn, he didn't read that offense right. Damn this, damn that. And that's where the coaches have to be like, you know what, take the decision-making out of it for him right now. Take the decision out of it because, you know what, he has to motherfucking make the passes. Go ahead. You grabbing me. I know it's serious.
Mike Miller. Can Gay and Cox play offense?
I wish.
Oh, no, hey, I remember what I was going to ask y'all a minute ago. I remember
Until
now.
I got off on my tangent.
Yes, I remember now. So, this is year 4 for you and me. And we talked about this when things weren't looking great in the fourth quarter. Like some of our best shows, the biggest audience always, whenever there's losses and everything. Who you going for?
I guess South Carolina.
Who?
I'm not watching this whole game.
No, hold on. Listen. So, in years past, when LSU loses, it's intense and gross. We're kind of laughing and
You don't feel it.
Like, is it a product of this being kind of a COVID year, or do you think that LSU fans are still so giddy over a year ago that even a loss like this to Mississippi? Let me remind you, the Pirate coach and Mississippi State, who LSU has owned for a quarter century, came in and put up 600, what is it? 623 yards on LSU today, and we're all like chuckling and shit.
Who's chuckling? Who the fuck is chuckling?
We're all laughing.
Who?
You've laughed a lot tonight.
Yeah, I've laughed a lot because I've been drinking whiskey.
Swerving on that bourbon.
Yeah, that shit ain't funny. Like, it's nowhere near funny.
632 total yards of offense, 623 passing. KJ Costello set a record with 623 pass yards and 5 touchdowns. Hey, is Mike Leach, first of all, Mike Leach put the entire SEC on alert today. He's a problem. I get LSU lost a bunch and Young and all that stuff, but that dude came into Baton Rouge, 20,000, whatever.
Both the Mississippi schools put them on alert. They got offenses.
They got offenses, no doubt.
I mean, they got play callers. They got inventive play callers. I mean, LSU felt like they went back in time.
Hey, bro, State ain't done beating people this year, man.
No.
I looked at State before the season and thought, man,
wait till he gets his talent.
I thought State's gonna be Vanderbilt. You know, they got Missouri 2 at home. They got a chance to win that one. They probably beat Ole Miss. I'm like, State's probably a 3-4 win team. I'm going. They beat LSU. They get Arkansas at home. They got to go to Kentucky. They get A&M, Alabama, but they're gonna be Vanderbilt. Auburn ain't no great shakes. They get at Georgia's tough.
Arkansas, Mississippi State is gonna be a good game.
Yeah. What?
Wait. So who?
Arkansas, Mississippi State is gonna be a good game. And you know why? Because Franks has played. And the OC at Arkansas is Kendall Browse.
Dude.
And
Kendall Browse is going to spread you out and do exactly.
Yeah, he's been in. You could tell today.
That's what I'm saying. But that's my whole point about these guys that's coming back that has played. They've been in that fire, man. Yeah. And it's and to my point when I brought it up about bouncing around in the league, it's something to be said. And I understood this when I was going through, and I didn't like it. I didn't like it at all.
You got to pee? Oh, bro. Not nothing over, bro.
That man's a wine drinker, man. You understand me?
No, I don't understand.
I don't understand.
I'll sit here and I'll hold it for 2 hours.
I'm not gonna do that. You got them dog.
A&M's only beating Vandy 7-5 at the half. How about that, bro?
See, and that's a disappointment.
All right, let's holler at some of these people here. Kirk Taylor, Buddy Chasson. Where do we go from here? We got talent. What do we do to right the ship? That's a good question, buddy.
The thing about it is this.
Shout out, Buddy Chasson.
Shout out to Buddy. And I thought about that earlier.
Tim Vincent, what's up, bro?
Where we go from here is you still have everything in front of you, and that's the good part about it. Just to put a positive on a negative, we still have everything in front of us.
You ain't got nothing in front of you, bro.
No, you got everything in front of you.
Hey, man.
No, Matt. No. I'm not saying look at it from what we saw today. I'm saying look at it from a standpoint of the real of what you have in front of you. You still have Alabama. I'm not saying it's going to go well. You still have Auburn. I'm not saying it's going to go well. But what I'm saying is you still have opportunities to get yourself back in the picture. Right?
No.
You're not going to agree to that? We don't have an opportunity to get back in the picture?
Bro. This
You know why? Because you thought it was a layup. So that's why your feelings all in that shit right now.
I'm not. This ain't about
you
feelings.
You thought it was a layup.
This ain't about feelings.
You thought it was a layup.
It should have been.
You thought it was.
This is
what I told you from the beginning.
This is you said.
You thought it was a layup.
Yeah. You said get in the SEC for sure.
It's not a layup.
But this should have.
Because of everything.
Bro, but listen to me. Which is why LSU's got nothing in front of it this year. Bama?
Listen.
Wait, real quick. All right.
You got it.
You're not. That team today is not winning at Florida. That team today is not beating Alabama.
I agree.
That team today is not winning at Auburn.
I agree.
So at best, with those realities which you just agreed to, at best you're 6-4. You ain't got shit in front of you.
I ain't agree to nothing.
You just said you agreed. You nodded your head.
No, I didn't agree to anything. What I pointed out to you was a scenario where they still have everything in front of them. From a player's perspective, from a coach's perspective, everything is still in front of them.
9-1.
No, listen to me.
9-1.
No, I'm not saying that, but what I'm trying to tell you is everything's still in front of them.
9-1. That's what a coach would tell a player today.
Absolutely.
No doubt. And
that's what you have to tell those guys.
That's fine, but that's not reality.
It's not reality, but that's what you. I'm not speaking for you from a fan. I'm speaking to you if I was in that locker room and I had to tell these guys something to keep their spirits up. Because the one thing you don't want is you don't want young guys, freshman guys that are just coming in. Because, Matt, what you got to understand is with this shit, if those guys go into the tank, this is not just a one-year thing.
Well, okay.
Confidence is a motherfucker, my dog.
Okay, I get it. I understand. I get that. I'll also tell you that we've seen teams struggle programs and then grow and develop. Think about where this program was in 2017, Ed's first year. You lose to Troy, you get blown out by Mississippi State, you have a disappointing bowl loss, but you got on track in 18 and you won some games. You win at Auburn, the Cole Tracy kick, you beat Georgia, you win the New Year's Six, win the Fiesta Bowl, it's set up 19, you win a championship. My point is, my biggest question for this program, not this year, this team, like this program, was can you be what Alabama, Clemson, Ohio State have been, which is no matter how many coordinators you lose, how many guys you put in the NFL, can you come back the next year and still be what Alabama's doing right now?
Next guy up.
What Alabama's doing right now in Missouri.
And that's the question.
And I thought we'd get that answer, Ro, at Florida, at Auburn, Bama. I didn't think we were going to have to.
You got it now.
You got it against Mississippi State. And the answer is no, unfortunately. That's the answer. LSU's not there yet. It's going to take more great recruiting classes.
Ask you this.
But here's the benefit. Let me tell and I'll shut up. The positive part of this is Ed Ogeron and his staff are recruiting like sons of bitches. And they are going to be there. It's just not there right now. You can't lose 14 guys to the draft, have 2 more opt-outs, lose 2 coordinators, and just go. It ain't there.
Let me say this.
It will be, but it ain't right now.
If you have this is why I say I'm with you. Let me start that. I'm with you as far as who we have, who we facing, and how we look like today. Right?
Yep.
It's not from a talent perspective.
We got 2 more minutes. We can say on YouTube, on Facebook. They're going to kill YouTube in 2 minutes.
It's not from a talent perspective.
Wait, real quick. I'm sorry. If you're watching on YouTube, and we got 2 more minutes on YouTube, jump over to Facebook. We'll stay on Facebook for a couple more minutes. But if you're on YouTube, jump over to Facebook because they got to go to the Eagle 98.1 Game Day on YouTube.
It's not from a talent perspective. No. It's not from a talent perspective. I didn't want to interrupt you. No, it's not from a talent perspective. But just think about if the coaches changed up a couple more calls during that football game defensively, change up a couple more calls offensively in this football game, if they would have took the initiative and did this earlier on in the football game, I think it would, and that's why I said that it was so imperative for them to make decisions early in the football game to affect football games. And I just think that
I agree with you.
Sat on that shit too long.
I agree with you.
Yeah, we did.
The first drive of the second half, I'll tell you real quick. Let me just, because I always do notes. And by the way, if you're watching us on YouTube, in 1 minute, they're going to kill the YouTube stream because they got to go to Eagle 98.1 Game Day. We're still on Facebook. So if you're watching us on Facebook, sit tight, and we'll give you a few more thoughts. We'll get some of y'all's stuff. Did they kill us on Facebook, or did I just?
No.
Oh, I just refreshed. My bad. We're still good. My bad. I think. What did you say? I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My mind was thinking YouTube, Facebook, cancel. I was listening to you. I had a point. Go ahead. What were you saying?
About the philosophy early on to get them going.
Get them out of the game.
The biggest surprise to me was the first drive of the second half, the way LSU established the line of scrimmage, ran the ball. I expected that from the beginning. On the pregame show, T-Bob and I, someone asked a question, do we think that they'll run the ball more or pass the ball more? I said they'll run the ball more.
Right.
I said they're going to give – and the thing that surprised a lot of people is LSU a year ago ran it 48% of the time. They were a 52-48. They were almost perfectly balanced last year. In spite of our perception of how much they threw it, they were almost perfectly balanced last year. But we didn't see that today. I'll go through some of my stuff first half.